Over the past couple of years, I've really mellowed out. So even way back in the eighth and ninth grade, I spoke my beliefs loudly, like a real man. But now I'm quiet. I hate it. I really hate it. I went from being able to write comments and say controversial things all the time, without being afraid of anything, and now it's like I'm afraid I'm gonna set someone off, which is, I don't know why my brain's functioning that way now, which is weird. I used to be called racist and homophobic and all those things, sexist, by some liberals, like the blue-haired liberal retards that they're everywhere. Mostly just the ones in my grade, but then they literally told me to kill myself all the time. In fact, some of them hate me still without reason. So people are just gonna hate you, okay? Uh, and I've heard all of it. I've been called every name, I think, like Nazi bigot, narcissist, sociopath, toxic masculinity guy. It just goes on and on and on. And I bet I've been called all of the ones in the English language except for like the old people terms because no one knows those. But and I'd honestly prefer that to being silent. But I've been encouraged to shut my mouth and put a huge filter on my voice. You know what? I can't seem to figure out why I'm afraid to be called, those names again. It's not like there's any more hate that I could accumulate, except for online, which I plan to do that. But, they say the Bible, it says to listen more than you speak. But people take it too far, and they end up like not speaking at all. They're just listeners. They don't speak at all. And I think that's one of my big critiques on most Christians. And I will call people lukewarm for being this way. If you're not going to speak your beliefs loudly, you're just going to sit there, be a side character, then screw you, because you're a loser, because you're not getting your point across, and that's how you lose. Um, So it doesn't mean we should stop talking about what matters. What matters is your core beliefs, your complete, your morals, your values. It's what matters, your beliefs. And, um, everyone I know tells me to shut up. I'm like, nope. But I realize shutting up just, yeah, it makes things worse, makes you more open to being brainwashed by the opposite side's ideas. For some reason, the opposite side, the non Christian, the blue haired liberals, they are the ones who get to share their ideas without being told to shut up, which is stupid. So if they're going to tell you to shut up, you tell them to shut up. You know? Make it fair. But no, just don't shut up. So how the heck are you supposed to teach people what's right if you never say it? So just remember, those who will listen, and those who won't just won't. So people are going to hate you no matter what. Some people are gonna like you no matter what. And, you know, people will hate you if you're poor. People will hate you if you're rich. People will hate you if you are ugly. People will hate you if you're freaking beautiful. It just doesn't, it doesn't matter. So why do you care? So, and I came up with this analogy for a coffee pot being your voice. So if you put no filter in a coffee pot, what do you get out? You get this nasty concoction of coffee grounds. It's really bitter and terrible, and that's how you come across. It's repulsive. That's how you come across if your language is filled with like extreme judgment and stuff. You don't want to come across in a way that's repulsive, because then no one's going to listen to you, and then it just doesn't matter if you speak or not. But if you put too many filters in a coffee pot, what comes out? You get this tea kind of piss water stuff, which no one wants to drink that. No one wants to drink if you can see the bottom of a cup of coffee, No one wants to drink that. If you gave that to a Swedish person, they would probably like genuinely get mad. That would be like the first time you'd see a Swedish person like enraged. You want your words and your speech to be like some rich black coffee. If you put one filter in the coffee machine and like 5 scoops of coffee, what do you get out? You get some nice, perfect coffee. So, you want your language to be strong, to get the point across, but to not piss people off. Which doesn't necessarily mean filtering your voice at all. If you have great social skills, you can do this without a filter. You could literally just go, you know, say whatever you want, and people will be like, yeah. But if you don't have great social skills, if you're like me and your social skills aren't that great, then you're gonna have to learn how to make it sound reasonable to anyone. Not necessarily everyone, but to most people. You want to make your stuff sound reasonable. So, yes, if your words are like the rich black coffee, then they have value and they sound good at the same time, which sometimes can be difficult to do, but if you accomplish that, people will listen to you. But anyways, never, ever, ever, ever shut up about what you believe. Because no matter what hate you get, it's not worth shutting up. Spent an entire year being the piss water. With that tea-like speech that's just thin. You're not actually putting your actual beliefs in there. But I haven't been speaking my beliefs enough. So now I'm changing that. And honestly, I think that the more piss water your speech is, the less you speak your beliefs, the more you get brainwashed by the other people. The worse your habits become. And if your habits become bad, then you just become bad. So, yeah. I know people are out here shooting people out in the world for sharing their beliefs. Because those people are evil. The people that are shooting. But, I wouldn't want to die piss water. If I died at 90, okay, if I could live to 150, but I could only speak in this piss water way, where it's just empty speech and no real values in the speech, versus if I could only live 30 years, but what I said had an impact, and it was full of values and beliefs. I would rather die at 30 than die at 150 being a side character with that piss water speech. So, yeah. Don't be lukewarm. Don't be lukewarm. But yeah, so keep saying what you believe. People do not have the right to invalidate your core beliefs just because they get a little offended by it. Those people are simply just pussies trying to turn you into one of them. They're crabs in a bucket. The analogy where it's like the other crabs, they pull the crabs back down when they're trying to climb out of the bucket, and it's just the loser bucket, basically. They want you to be a loser. Everyone wants you to be a loser, except for those who don't. So, I don't want you to be a loser. So, speak your beliefs, and don't be a pussy. Just share your beliefs. And that's it. Don't let people control you. The only person you should let control you is God himself. See ya.